Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we don't.
I'm Tyler,
And I'm Molly.
and we couldn't let this Christmas season go past without talking about a movie that is really about the reason for the season. We are going to be talking about the Nativity story, the story of how Mary had the baby Jesus,
Yep.
the baby Jesus.
Yes.
So this movie takes place before she finds out.
That's when it starts.
Yeah. Her cousin Elizabeth is told that she's going to have a baby. And, well, her cousin Elizabeth, of course, gives birth to John the Baptist, Jesus' main homie in the Bible.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
And later on, Mary is visited by the angel Gabriel and gets told that you will give birth to the Son of God.
She's actually. That was pressing down. That's okay.
I'm sure it's fine.
Actually, she was told before Elizabeth gave birth.
Okay, yes, but I'm saying how the movie
That's
demonstrates
how it
it.
happened in the movie, too, you silly boy.
Yeah, she was told that she was gonna have
A baby.
after Elizabeth was told.
Oh, after she was told? Yeah, I thought you said after she had the baby.
No.
Okay. Be clear next time.
Be paying attention next time.
Anyways, yeah. So Mary goes
And,
to see Elizabeth.
Yeah, and but before she went to see Elizabeth, she was betrothed to her future husband Joseph, who is played by a young Oscar Isaac in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I say young like he was a kid, but this was back in 2005.
Quite a bit ago, yeah.
Mary, of course, is played by Keisha Castle Hughes, who got in a bit of trouble with, U.S. I guess just in trouble with U.S. audiences at the time because
Why?
well at the time she was she was a teenage mom.
Oh. Kind of fitting.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it was the Messiah this time around though.
Mm-hmm.
But so she was 16, which in her home country in New Zealand that's fine. But
Yeah.
U.S. Sensibilities are kind of we don't really like that very much. Also in this movie is Hayam Abbas as we had to plug in the laptop because somebody decided that they wanted to unplug it.
I think. Ooh.
It was one of the cats. Anyways,
Sure.
Hayam Abbas as Mary's mother Anna. I'm not sure if that's her name in the Bible, but
I don't
it's
know.
fine. Sean Tobe as Joachim, her father. Stupid cat. Kieran Hines as King Herod, the main bad guy in this movie. He's the one who says, "Kill all the babies in Bethlehem."
Mm-hmm.
The Bible tends to repeat itself with the killing babies thing.
Lots of killing.
Lots
babies.
of killing babies.
Yeah.
Pharaoh did it back in Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
This jerk is doing it in the New Testament, just killing babies. I'm sure there's other people who killed babies too.
Probably.
That just seems to be a theme of bad guys in the Bible doing. And Alexander Siddig as the angel Gabriel. Shahar Agdashlu, I hope I said that right, as Mary's cousin Elizabeth. Stanley Townsend as her husband Zechariah. And then we have the three wise men, Balthazar, Gaspar, and Antipas. Those guys are pretty funny. So, where were we before the cast?
So
yeah.
Mary gets told she's gonna have baby.
She's gonna have baby.
She
when
gets
she comes
betrothed.
when she comes back to her hometown, everyone sees that baby.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant. How did this happen?
Yeah, because she was visiting Elizabeth away from her husband, and she came back pregnant.
So kind of suspicious there. You know, no one's really believing her when she says, "Oh, angel came down and told me that I'm going to give birth to the Messiah."
Yeah.
That's kind of weird to hear someone say.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, it's cool. It's God's will. But then the angel appears to Joseph. He's like, nah. She's telling the truth. It's cool. It's cool.
So Joseph says he will step up and accept the child as his own.
So
So they become, they become a couple, and it seems like they're getting along okay.
yeah, Joseph is really really a good husband in this movie,
Yeah, he really is.
which I suspect he was life in real life, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would hope so.
And so Herod is told of this prophecy of the Messiah is going to come and stop him from doing whatever he's doing. So he basically orders that everyone in his land, which he's under the rule of the Roman Emperor, but they had just people to oversee certain portions of the empire. The big guy up top can't do it all.
Yeah.
So he orders all of his subjects to go back to their homeland for a census. So Joseph has to go back to Bethlehem, and when they get there, Mary's about to give birth. She's she's about to push out the baby Jesus, and no room anywhere. Y'all know the story. Why am I explaining it to you guys? But they finally find room in
This sort of cave.
in a barn.
Yeah.
It's basically a barn.
All the animals are there.
Yeah. And it's there that she gives birth to the baby Jesus. And the star comes down and shows that shows the three wise men.
Yeah.
There he is. Go get him.
The shepherds come.
Yeah.
The wise men come.
And it's your basic nativity story.
Yeah.
That's the name of the movie, after all.
Yeah.
But I think it really does the story well.
Yeah, I think so. I think. I enjoyed watching it.
Now, something we haven't really mentioned before on the show, because it hasn't really came up before. We're a little bit religious, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Catholic. You're Baptist,
Yep.
Southern Baptist. I don't know if there's any other
I think
kind.
it's just Baptist.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. But this is a story that's pretty important to both of our faiths. I say that like we're praying to different guys. No, it's the same guy upstairs. It's just we have
different ways.
a little bit. Yeah, different
Practices.
a little bit, yeah, but same guy up
Yeah.
top still.
Yeah.
So to see the story done like this, I really like the way that they did it. I feel that the portrayal of Mary and Joseph's relationship in this movie was, I feel like this was a just a very nice portrayal of them.
Yeah. Are we gonna talk about favorite characters?
We will.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll save what I was gonna say.
But and yeah, I mean there are certain there. It may be weird to hear us saying like stuff as in real life and all that, but for us, it did happen in real life. Believe what you want. That's fine. I don't care if what you believe, as long as you're not being a jerk about it. But it doesn't matter if you believe, you don't believe, as long as you're just in general not being a jerk about it, then we're cool. Okay. 'Cause I've met some pretty hateful Christians that we're definitely not living the way that God would have wanted them to, and I've also met some pretty chill atheists that are just generally good people.
Yeah.
It
happens.
So you can, and it's not on us to judge it either. That's God's job. So
yeah, it's to get back to the movie, I think it is a movie that, even if you aren't familiar with the Bible or the story, that I think one could still enjoy it.
I believe so.
Mm.
What was you? So, who was your favorite character?
I would have to go with Joseph because he shows that he is a really good husband, a really good dude. He steps up. He claims Mary's unborn baby as his own, so she doesn't get stoned in the street.
Yeah, that's a thing that
and then he
happened
has
back
to
then.
put up with everyone kind of shuns him now because they think he had premarital sex.
Yeah.
So they kind of shun him a little bit. But he's building this house for Mary to live in with him. He takes care of her. He provides for her throughout their journey. He proves that he is a good husband and that, and before he ever gets married to Mary, he buys their donkey. The Roman soldiers take their family's donkey and he buys it back for them.
Yeah, like the the Romans were collecting taxes and stuff. Mary's family couldn't quite pay, so they gave them the donkey.
Yeah.
The Romans were gonna
just kill the
donkey.
They don't need a donkey.
They don't need another donkey. So
he buys it back for them.
Buys it back for them.
He's just a husband that, picture perfect husband. What I would want in a husband. You're like that.
I'm
though.
right here.
You're like Joseph.
Uh,
All right. So who's your favorite character then?
I'm gonna actually have to say Mary.
I almost chose Mary too.
She's given this massive responsibility of birthing the Messiah that just gets put in her out of the blue.
Never mind. Yeah. So she didn't really have a choice in this. It just happened.
Gabriel came down and said, "You're gonna give birth to the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
Get used to it. No negotiating or nothing. Just bam,
all right,
baby."
And then she just had to accept it.
This poor girl has to, go through her village, her family, and Joseph, just she has to go through all the ways they're treating her badly.
Yeah, you see that a lot of different characters who used to talk to her and have so much fun with her, and every time she comes around, then they're just staring at her like
you whore.
They don't say anything to her. They just kind of
So this poor girl has to go through all of that. Has to take this multiple day journey on a donkey back to Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has to give birth in a barn because there's no room anywhere else.
Yeah.
Again, and it probably helps that in Catholicism, Mary is an important figure. We don't worship her or nothing like some people like to say, but.
I don't see it.
No, I didn't. Did I say you?
I think you insinuated.
No, I didn't say you.
All right.
Well, now you're just sounding guilty.
Okay. Anyways.
She's just an important figure to us because she's Jesus's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah.
Now, what was your favorite part?
There's lots of good parts. The cats are fighting. Let's see if make sure they don't get too loud. I guess my favorite part would be maybe right after she gives birth to Jesus, and then everyone comes and visits, and they're like, "Oh man, this is true. This actually happened." I guess it's pretty emotional, very strong. What about you?
I really like when they finally get to Bethlehem and they're frantically searching for somewhere because again
Mary's in labor.
Mary's about to give birth. Baby's coming.
Joseph's running around frantic, and Mary's in labor, and
that
everyone's stressed out.
That plus the actual music that's playing, which I need to
we'll talk about music in a second.
I'm about to.
Okay, right now.
Yeah. So, like in the opening of the movie, we get O Come, Emmanuel." It's very cinematic, very grand the way they do it. It's very
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it. And in that scene that I was just talking about, they incorporated "Carol of the Bells" into the score,
Yeah.
and it doesn't sound out of place or nothing. It just sounds like it fits.
Yeah, and it's almost like sometimes they hide the Christmas music so well, it takes you a while before you realize, oh, this is Silent Night, like the most famous Christmas song, and it's just somehow hidden into the score. And to me, that happened to me anyways, if I wasn't paying attention. But then if I was like, if I focused on the music, I was like, oh, this is like, they have like well-known Christmas songs
Yeah.
hidden within the score.
It is a Christmas
Well,
movie.
yeah, it makes sense.
It's about how we have Christmas, why we
Yeah.
have it. And, if they somehow managed to sneak Jingle Bells into this score, that would have been really
That
weird.
would have been impressive. Though,
But if they
to
made
make
it work,
fit in, yeah.
that would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, this is the story of Jesus. So, it's the reason why we celebrate Christmas, why we do any of this.
Yeah. It's
So
a very good movie.
it's a very important Christmas
liked it.
movie and a very underrated one too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a whole lot of people talking about it, which is a shame. I feel like it should get a lot more attention.
Yeah, I enjoy watching it, and it's not like it wasn't that long, was it? It didn't feel like it was.
No, I don't think it was more than 2 hours.
It really, yeah, it's really easy to sit down and watch it.
Well, so this is actually going to be a double feature review in this week leading up to Christmas. We're going to have to poop out a few bit of a longer videos this week to make up for some stuff we've missed.
Uh-huh.
So we are also going to be talking about the movie Joy and Noel. Now, this movie is about the 1914 Christmas truce during the First World War.
Mm-hmm.
And on Christmas Eve of 1914, both sides, German, English, French, well, Scottish in this instance, but there was English on other parts of the line. They came together and they celebrated Christmas.
Yeah.
In some parts of the front, this event lasted for upwards of a week. These people just couldn't bring themselves to shoot at someone they just celebrated Christmas with.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to either.
Now, this movie stars Diane Kruger as Anna Sorensen. She's a Danish singer in this movie. Benno Futterman as her partner, boyfriend, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Husband, aren't they married?
No.
Oh.
They're at the very least they're sleeping together. Guillaume Canet as the French lieutenant in this movie. Gary Lewis as the Scottish Catholic priest. Daniel Bruhl as the German lieutenant. And Alex Ferns as the Scottish lieutenant. Those are the main players.
Mm-hmm.
I probably butchered most of those names.
That's okay. I wouldn't know.
So, like we said, this is based on a true story, and this is honestly one of my favorite historical events. It's just to read about this. It's just extremely fascinating how both sides of this conflict had the same idea to just come together and just be good to each other in the middle of this this continent-spanning conflict.
Yeah, I mean, this is a world war,
Yeah.
and yet they managed to make a nice little respite during Christmas.
Now, so you're probably wondering, if they did this event just the one year, why didn't they, did they do it any of the other years during the World War? Because, the First World War lasted from 1914 to 1918. And to answer your question, and no, that it didn't exactly go well the year afterwards. One side tried to do it. I forgot which one did, but then the other, well, they shot them,
Yeah.
which unfortunate, but guess
Yeah, you just gotta be careful, I would assume, during war.
yeah.
You gotta read the battlefield.
And there's two different sides to this conflict when you consider the guys in the trenches celebrating Christmas with the enemy and the higher ups. On the one hand, the higher ups don't want them, being chummy with each other because, this is a war. You gotta kill the other guy. But on the other hand, the higher ups are kind of out of touch with what the exact experience of the guys on the ground is.
They're not actually
They're not
in
out
danger.
They're sitting at desks drinking coffee and listening to records. Okay, they're not actually risking their lives out there. All right, and I feel like the French lieutenant said it best. He felt more connected with some of these Germans than he did with French people saying kill the Krauts over turkey dinner. So I feel like on the whole the guys in the trenches are they're the ones that I more reliably listen to them. And one aspect of this movie that I really like is that all these trenches they're relatively close to each other. You got the French and the Scottish on one side, and then you have the Germans on the other side, and then throughout each look at different parts of the trenches, we could hear something going on in one of the other trenches. Like for instance, there's a moment in the Scottish trench when they were scaring some weenie superior officer by shooting in the air. The Germans on the other side, they're reporting on that.
They're like, oh my gosh, there was a shot. What happened?
Nothing,
I don't
actually.
think anything, yeah.
And then we hear an alarm clock, and we find out that that's on the French side of things. It's really nice how all these things going on at once contribute to a really coherent story.
Yeah.
And once they do celebrate Christmas, they have a hard time, going back to the way things are. Because again, how do you try to kill someone who you just had Christmas with?
Yeah.
You can't really do that.
No.
And so they're trying their best to not have to go back to the war. And eventually this leads to them having to, at least to them getting in trouble with their superior officers on all three sides. The Scottish, they were already getting transferred out of that area anyways, but they kind of sped that up. The French officer got transferred to Verdun. The Germans got transferred to the Eastern Front, when they're fighting Russia. So not a lot of if you know your history of World War One, this isn't good for anyone involved. The only one who could possibly get out of this okay are the Scottish, but even then that's not really guaranteed either. Okay, the French officer being sent to Verdun, well, needless to say, that was some of the worst fighting in the First World War. So, and he just become a dad. So
I'll pretend.
So there's a good chance that he didn't make it back to his family.
I'm gonna say it was fine.
And then we have the Germans getting sent to the Eastern Front. Yeah, that wasn't very pleasant.
I'll pretend that was fine also.
Plus, the German lieutenant was Jewish.
Oh.
So, assuming he did survive the war, things aren't looking great for him. This may not be the first time the last time he gets on a cattle car. And then we have the priest who gets sent back to Scotland because he he was supposed to be in charge of things and let let his boys fraternize with the enemy. But well, he'll probably be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were just sending him back to his church, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else. But he didn't want to leave the.
He didn't want to leave.
battlefield.
He didn't want to leave the boys.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's that cat that was going back and forth between the French and the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
They both had different names for him because that they're just gonna do that, and that's fitting for this cat. He's just gonna go between both sides, get food from
Both
anyone
sides,
he can.
Yeah.
Clever little bugger.
Yeah.
But this is actually based on a real event where there was a cat doing that, and well, he got shot.
Mm.
So that's kind of a downer.
Yeah.
But why did we want to cover this movie? Why did I want to cover this movie? Well, I feel like this is a very underrated Christmas movie that, and it's a story that, again, I really love. This is one that I just like learning new things about this event any chance I get.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's just the idea of this event itself. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's a moment in time where where these people needed to be decent people. They wanted to be decent people, and they were.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice to watch this unfold. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I like this movie. It is very interesting that this actually happened. This is actually a true story. I don't know as much as you, but I like it. It's very interesting to get a glimpse into what that night could have possibly been like.
Now, there was one soldier in particular on the German side who, well, he didn't necessarily approve of any of this going on. He wrote in his diary that he didn't like having to fraternize with the English or French or whatever.
Yeah.
And but he was just gonna grit his teeth and bear it.
Mm.
And that was Adolf Hitler.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's true.
That's
Like, he was a trench runner during the First World War. Like, remember in 1917, those guys that got tasked to take the message to the other.
yeah, the main plot.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, that was basically Hitler's job during the war.
Huh.
That's what he did.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I don't think it's as much as I like this movie. The characters are kind of bare bones.
Yeah,
I
get what you're saying.
Like, there's interesting things to pick at here and there, but like,
yeah,
there isn't a whole lot. Like, there isn't a whole lot of character development going on.
I will tell you, and you're probably gonna laugh, but I thought that the main French lieutenant and the actor / singer were the same person for a while.
Why?
I don't know.
They
And
look
then
nothing
I was like,
alike.
Oh, I thought they may have. I thought they looked alike. But yeah, I do think the characters could have been developed more.
Although it's funny that you
but
say
the
that,
story's
though,
fine.
because the French lieutenant actor and Diane Kruger, they were actually married at the time. So that's kind of funny.
So maybe that's why I kind
Maybe.
Nah.
But there are some interesting things, like the French lieutenant. He just had his wife just had their kid,
Yeah,
and
he didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl.
he didn't,
Yeah.
and we don't find out until the end. But the French general that he had been talking to was his father.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of neat.
Yeah, so he gets to tell his dad, "Yo, you're a grandpa now."
And the Scottish side, things could have been developed more.
Yeah.
We have the one guy whose brother died.
Mm-hmm.
We have the priest. We have the lieutenant who doesn't do a whole lot compared to his German and French counterparts. We do have the German singer and his lady friend.
Mhm.
They're kind of interesting.
Yeah, the singers.
We have the German lieutenant who, honestly, I wish they could have done more with him because I love his actor. Daniel Bruhl is amazing, and
Yeah, he's been in other things too
Yeah.
that I've seen.
yeah, this would not be his last movie where he starred in a movie taking place during a world war,
Hmm.
because there was Inglorious Bastards and The King's Man.
Ah, that's where I know him from.
Yeah, he was the German guy in that,
Mhm,
and he was the German guy in Inglorious Bastards, and he was the German guy. He plays a lot of German people.
mhm. Is he German?
He is German.
That would be why.
He's German and Spanish.
All right.
Yeah, fantastic actor. I just wish they did more with his character.
Yeah.
But he is giving a pretty good performance, so I'm not too upset. What about favorite parts of the movie?
I guess the favorite part. This is probably the very popular choice, but that Christmas Eve night, whenever they go out and start getting to know each other, when they first the singer stands up and he's standing in where everyone can see him, so he could easily get shot at, but no one does.
He's standing over the parapet.
Yeah, and that's when everyone starts to get out of the trenches.
Yeah, I really like when on the bagpipes they were playing
Sorry.
Silent Night,
Yeah.
and he starts singing. Or no, he was singing, and then
The Scottish.
yeah,
started
they were playing a different song before, but
Mhm.
the German singer decided to start singing Silent Night. Then they started playing on the pipes,
Mhm.
and then they did come. What was the other one?
Oh, come on, you faithful.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
And it's just this nice moment before it gets more
Before-
nice.
Yeah.
So that will have to do it for us, I think. We will catch you guys next
Yeah.
time.
See you next time.